If you're expecting a bunch of guru fluff and get-rich-quick garbage, you've come to the wrong place. This show is the no bullshit real deal.
No bullshit real deal.
I'm Larry Harbolt, and they call me the real deal. Welcome to my show. This show is aimed at providing you with quality information so you can make more profit in the fastest way possible without making costly mistakes from the deals you do.
Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. This week I want to talk about something that I think is very important, and it's the reason I've been so successful in my business is because I'm a very persistent person. I'm a very determined business. And I have always been one who I'm never going to give up. I'm going to make it work no matter what. Sometimes I think it's a good idea. Sometimes I question that. But you've all heard my story when I started. No money, no credit. Broke. Well, after I had some small children, back on television in those days, there were shows about the lifestyle of the rich and famous. Shows like Dallas, Falcon Crest, there were others. They showed a lot of opulence. Well, being a poor farm boy and struggling to feed my kids as a construction worker, I liked the looks of that rich people, their toys, their lives, their homes. I wanted that. I knew I wanted a better life, but I had no idea how I was going to get it. You know, how could I ever have anything like I saw on television with the income I made as a construction worker, working sporadically, never full time? It just probably wasn't in the cards, but I knew that's what I wanted. Now, I wasn't trying to do it overnight like many people today. Many people today think they're going to get into real estate and they're going to get rich overnight. Well, think again. It takes time. It takes hard work. But, you know, I talked to my family and my friends and told them what I wanted to do. And I had many naysayers. I had a lot of people tell me, you can't do that. That'll never happen. Get it out of your head. You know, why don't you just go do your job and feed your family and be happy? Because apparently that was my lot in life. But I didn't think so. So, because I had a lot of naysayers, family and friends, I didn't know what to do. The only thing I knew was I was determined. I was going to make it work. One day in a bookstore, I bought a book by a man by the name of Dr. Albert Lowry about investing in real estate. Brilliant man. That man is still out teaching. He's a close friend of mine today. We've done events together. Dr. Albert Lowry is a wonderful man, and I think the world of him. From that book, I learned a lot about getting started. That was my first training. So I bought his book. When I told my family and friends, I thought they would never stop laughing at me. And what I wanted to do, they thought it was hilarious. I was going to buy this book, and from that, I was going to go make millions of dollars. And they laughed and they laughed. They made fun of me. Every time they'd see me, they'd laugh. So when they did that, I'm the type of person, you laugh at me. That makes me very determined. And I became determined. I was going to show them that they were wrong. That was my goal. So shortly after that, I went out and I found a 3-unit property. And I bought it with seller financing terms. Everybody thought I was really nuts. They thought I'd lost it. What in the world do you want to do that for? They didn't understand. You see, they think the only way you can make money, where I come from, was from a job. You didn't want to be an investor. That was too risky, too much work. You just didn't do those things at that time. They thought I was nuts, and this made me even more determined. Well, over a couple of years, I bought another 20 houses. And when I bought those houses, I didn't realize I wasn't buying good properties and good deals. Now, I worked day and night fixing with those properties. Having been a contractor, I thought I'd do my own work. I fought with tenants and toilets. I didn't want to admit making mistakes that I'd made to anyone who had doubted me. So I just did my job. I kept working, and that was how I survived. I'd work my job when I had one by day. I'd work on the apartments on nights and weekends. It seemed like my kids didn't even know who I was anymore. Then I moved to Florida in 1997 to do real estate. Again, all my family and friends laughed at me, said I'd come back. They said I wouldn't stay long. I'd be back, take my job back. Well, I quickly found out in Florida, things were different. And I had no idea what I needed to do. Believe me, I had no idea that I was going to do it. I was going to do the real estate. I just knew this was the land of opportunity. And it was. So I started buying houses in Florida. Well, the first 3 deals I did were the worst deals I'd ever done because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't understand the market that I was in. And I only knew certain things. I used to make cash offers when I didn't have any money. And then I would pray that the seller didn't accept it, because if they did, I didn't know how I would get the money to pay for it. But I was trying. And those first 3 deals were horrible deals. So at that time, I started to get some training from the people I call my mentors today. A man by the name of Jack Miller, Peter Fortunato, John Schaub, Jimmy Napier. They were my mentors. I learned from those people, and they were true mentors. They weren't book and take hucksters. They were teachers, and they, all of them, had done dozens of deals. Between the 4 of them, they had almost 200 years of experience. But these were not people that thought they were good. These were people that really knew what they were doing. So I learned from those people, and the more I learned, the more deals I did. Well, that was fine for a time. But then I started getting cocky. I got full of myself. At one time, I bought 10 houses in 1 week. Now, those were good deals, but my contractor disappeared. And at that time, contractors were hard to come by because there was a lot of people buying houses, and these contractors were busy. My contractor disappeared, and I had payments to make on all of those 10 houses, but the work wasn't getting done. I wasn't getting any closer to getting a rent check or be able to sell them. It almost bankrupted me before it was over. But I got things taken care of eventually. And the one thing I learned was when you owe someone money, stay in contact, talk to them, ask them how we could change things so that I'll be able to pay you. Can we set it aside and not pay for several months, and I'll start paying you later? What can I do? Stay in contact with these people. You'll never be sorry. You see, I lost my focus. During that time when I was in trouble, I lost my passion for the business. I was really discouraged. See, eventually, after a time, I pulled myself together and I remembered my determination and my persistence that got me to where I was at the time was not going to let me down. So I decided I'd get back in the groove and I would start doing what I knew I had to do. Now, maybe others might have given up, but not me. One thing I won't do is give up. Today, I realize I'm where I'm at because of all the hard work, the learning, how to be a better investor, and the determination I had along with my persistence. If I hadn't been persistent, I would not be where I'm at. Now, they ask people in the world, what is the reason why most people never achieve anything? And the most common answer was complacency. People are complacent. They work their job. They get in a comfort zone. They live on what they make. They have no future. but they're complacent. They want to come home and watch TV after working 8 hours a day. If you're a real estate investor, there is no such thing as an 8-hour day. The old saying is, when you work for yourself, you only work half days. Which 12 hours of the day you work is up to you. So, if you're persistent, if you're determined that you're going to make this work, if you get education, that is the key. But get education, get quality education. Not any huckster that comes along with the latest and greatest way of making money to get you rich quick. I've talked about this a dozen times. Those hucksters are one-trick ponies. They know one little aspect of real estate investing. If you're going to learn from those of us that will teach you the step-by-step procedure. It's not get rich overnight, but it'll get you to where you want to go. You can believe that. So let me make a suggestion. Be persistent. Continually take my classes, Tyler Sheff's classes. We give quality trainings. Get my courses and be determined to be the best investor you can be. If you're having trouble finding and doing deals, let us help you get to where you want to go. We've been through the mill. We have seen a lot of ups and a lot of downs. We have made the mistakes you don't need to make. Let us help you not make those mistakes and get to where you want to go so much faster, so much easier. Believe me, it's easier when someone else makes the mistakes and loses money and you don't have to. That is my suggestion, is to get out, do your job, work hard, work every time that there's a property out there, work until you either buy the property or you walk away from it. You see, if you're not in the streets, you're not going to be making money. Many people say that, they want the time off. That's why they get into the real estate business. And like I've said a dozen times before, you have to talk to sellers. When are sellers home? Usually they're home nights and weekends. So when are you going to have to work? Many cases, nights and weekends. That's very important for you to understand, but be prepared. Just know that that's what it's going to take to get you to where you want to go, and take it from somebody that's made a lot of the mistakes so you don't have to. That is going to be a real blessing for your business. So I wanted to talk about persistence. Be determined. Stay the course. Don't give up. If you give up, you've lost. You don't want to lose in the greatest business that we've ever known. This is a fabulous business that can make you a lot of money and give you such a wonderful lifestyle. I can tell you that. I've gone from being a poor farm boy to living on the Gulf of Mexico. There is nothing like it. You just have to stay the course. If I hadn't stayed the course, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So that's why I wanted to talk about that today, because I think it is so important for people to understand that's what they're going to have to do. So that's going to wrap up this episode of my podcast for this week. I hope you found some value in my topic today, and I invite you to go over to larryharbolt.com and register to keep up to date with more ideas and tips to help you become a better real estate investor. Be sure to tell a friend and leave me a review on the podcast player that you're using to listen to me right now, because your reviews help me know that the information that I'm providing to you is valuable and you're getting something out of it. So I want to wish you all to have a great week. I'll see you next time. This is Larry Harbolt.
Thanks for listening to the Real Deal Podcast with Larry Harbolt. To learn more about investing in real estate, head on over to larryharbolt.com and register for his educational tips and articles delivered by email.